In this Warthunder video, we're gonna be picking what are the best Golden Eagle vehicles that you wanna get for the Russian ground forces. Since I'm a 9-year-old veteran, I have like a lot of vehicles. Like if you look over here, I have everything almost until rank 7. The only thing I haven't bought is a T8 EUT. It's not worth getting. The thing that makes this different, it has a little bit of an extra armor, but the worse turret rotation speed than some of the vehicles over here. And the other difference is it has like 6.5 seconds reload speed compared to the other tank at 7.1 second reload speed. That's not much of an advantage. Plus, it's really expensive to get. You'd rather have this than this. Instead, we're gonna be picking the 2S38. The 2S38 is one of the best picks that you can get for this rank because of a 0.5 second reload speed. It has an auto-loader tank with a dart round or ABC-BC cell, and most importantly, it has proxy shells, HEVT, where it makes your tank as an AA. That makes it really good at taking out both tanks and planes, including helicopters. And in this BR, if you have this type of vehicle and you know how to use it properly and you know to aim properly, you can do a lot of damage to the enemy team. Not only that, it only has thermal, it has scouting, it has laser rangefinder, it has everything you want. I really like the idea of multi-purpose tanks, and this multi-purpose tank is really good. Not only it has good firepower, it has also good mobility, because if we have a close look at the X-ray on the transmission speed, it has a max speed 70 kilometers forward, 20 kilometers backward speed. That means if you're in a bad situation, you can get away from the enemy. Plus with the smoke grenades, it will like make sure that they don't shoot back at you. Again, I really enjoy multi-purpose tank, and this tank fits the bill. For how you will be playing the 2S38, it's a type of tank has absolute no armor at all, but you have great firepower. And with that firepower, you can use it to flank the enemy. Because with your autoloader 0.5 seconds, if you have a good flank maneuver and you go to the side of the MBTs and aim for the hull of their tanks, you can destroy them pretty easily because your dart round has over 224mm penetration, and with that penetration it's good for side shots but not good at fighting tanks in the front. When you fight at the front, try to aim for breaches and barrels. And for the other part of your tank, like the multi-purpose role of it, it can also become an AA, right? And use your HEVT rounds and try to use your radar. You do have a lock-on radar. You don't have a complete radar, but you can lock on to planes or helicopter. It can tell you guidance of where to aim properly. Use that and try to go for helicopters or close-range jets. Like the moment you hear a helicopter or a jet coming at you, immediately aim at them. Because the moment they notice that what you really are, they will try to avoid. Like I've seen a couple of planes, the moment they realize there's a 2A38 on the ground in the middle of the battlefield, they will stop trying to go after your friendly tanks. Because the thing about this tank is, because the moment anything gets close, it can be completely destroyed. Because your advantage close range combat is really good. Because with your gun, you can aim much easier at closer range going for the barrels or breaches, right? So that's how you play the 2S38. It does have like other defensive stuff like the smoke grenade. If you notice someone's laser locking at you, because you do have a LWS LR, it's a thing that tells you if someone's locking onto you. Use your smoke grenade immediately. And if you're longer range distances, try to use your thermals. It's a good second generation thermal, so you can see a lot better at long distances. And also try to use your UAV to scout target, because again, you're also a light tank. You can scout target. So you have almost everything you want for MBTs at top tier with the 2S38. You can even bring it at 11.0. It will still work out. Okay, we're done with rank 7. Rank 7 is 2S38. We're going to be moving to rank 6. Rank 6 doesn't have anything, by the way. That's considered Golden Eagle vehicle. Because the Object 140 is a pack vehicle. The D55AM is also a pack vehicle. The BMD4M is also a pack vehicle. Instead, we're going to be going to rank 5. And we're going to be picking the TO55. The TO55 is an interesting vehicle because it's in between an upgrade of a T54 and a T55. It has a better turret rotation speed, because if you look at the stat, turret rotation speed is 14 seconds, while this one has over 7 seconds. So you have a better turret rotation speed, plus you have almost everything the T54 has. The armor, the guns, and everything else. Like, these are all the rounds it has. It has a APDS round, it's a heat round, and it also has the APC-BC cell. Same thing for the TO55. It has all the other rounds, the APC-BC cell, the APDS, and the heat round. So you have everything the other tank has, a T-54. Now for the stuff that makes this tank different than a T-54, the T-54 doesn't have a stabilizer, while the TO-55 has a stabilizer where you can shoot first. So you can shoot while moving, that's one good upgrade. And the other little upgrade that's kinda useless at the same time, you can use it in a certain scenario, is the flamethrower. Because if you look at the armor rating of the tank, there's a little bulge over here. So this is actually a flamethrower. And for the flamethrower, it's not that useful in destroying tanks, because medium tanks and heavy tanks, they're not going to be open, right? There's going to be no holes for the flame to enter the tank to destroy the crew. That makes this kind of completely useless. The only are few tanks that are open, like example, like Zeus or any open top vehicle or like ATGM carriers are usually open. You can burn them out instantly if you ever get hit them by a flamethrower. The flamethrower is napalm, by the way, so it's a napalm flamethrower where it sticks to the tank crew properly. But also, I did try burning helicopter with this flamethrower, or try burning a plane. For helicopter, just look at this. Wait, there's an enemy. Burn, baby, burn! Burn, baby, burn! Burn, baby, burn, baby! Yeah! How is he still up? Burning doesn't work. So stupid! He should have been burning, baby! Burn! You see a problem there is? The helicopter crew, even though they have a little bit of a glass, the napalm or the flamethrower will not be able to enter the crew. So even if they have like 1 millimeter of armor or even a freaking glass, in Warthunder, the way they coded the armor, it's considered as an enclosed tank. Or enclosed helicopter or enclosed whatever that has even tiny bit of armor, preventing the flames to enter the vehicle, to making the flamethrower completely useless as an offensive on those type of vehicles. Instead, the flamethrower can be used for blinding enemies. So if you hit them directly in the front, they will get blinded by the fire and giving you opportunity to shoot at them. They won't be able to use their first-person view to aim at you because when they get flamed, they can't see. And also, the other part of the flamethrower that can be considered useful is, imagine you just want to burn everything. Like, if you use your flamethrower at the front, it can release smoke, and that smoke will blind the enemy from shooting at you. So if you're in a corner and you just start burning everywhere, that little smoke, if enemies in the corner, they won't be able to shoot at you properly. There's a good chance they'll miss because the smoke screen is blinding them. That's one good purpose of the flamethrower you can use. It's not offensive, I'm kind of sad about it, but defensive, it's alright. It's pretty alright. This is the only difference of the TO-55 compared to the T-54. And the way you play it is just like any T-54. You push W, you go ahead, use your stabilizer, shoot first. And you can take a lot of shots. You just have to watch out for your weakness. Your weakness is right over here. Just like the T-54 or any other T-55, your weakness is right here. If anybody shoots you over here, because this is the weakest part of armor, you're pretty much a goner. So, but instead, you can keep moving and use your stabilizer to just keep running forward and shoot at the guy while moving. That's your advantage. And if you say, oh, what if somebody shoots you over here? Actually, if someone shoots you with like an APC-BC shell, like give me a moment, guys. Here you go, APC-BC shell. The flamethrower will consume the round. See? It will not be able to reach the crew if you ever get hit over here. The added extra armor. But if you get hit over here, you're pretty much gone. Yep. If you get hit over here and all over here, you're good. The armor is really good on T-54. I mean, the T-55. Sorry, I always forget. They're almost the exact same thing. And it does have the exact same mobility as a T-54. 50 km forward speed, 7.5 km backward speed. So that's the only difference between the TO-55 to the T-54. Now, moving on to Rank 5, you're going to be moving to Rank 4. At Rank 4, there are a lot of vehicles that you want to get, because some of them are really good upgrades compared to the Tech 3 variant of them. The first one we're going to be picking is the T-34-100. So this is a T-34-100. It's simply a T-34 with a 100mm gun. That 100mm gun gives a really good penetration of 239mm penetration. That's almost the exact same penetration as an IS-2, by the way. Except this tank has 12 seconds reload speed compared to the IS-2. Like if you look at the IS-2, has 27 seconds reload speed. And over this tank has over 205mm penetration. So this tank over here has more penetration than the IS-2. It has less explosive. That is the downside of this round. It only has 100 grams of explosive. But that's all right. 100 grams explosive is pretty much a knockout punch for majority of tanks at this PR. The way you play this tank is simply not to get shot. Because in this PR, if you ever get hit by, I don't know, a Tiger 2 or even a Panther, you're pretty much a goner because the armor is just 45mm of armor. Instead, you're going to be using your fast mobility with 48 kilometers speed to go to certain positions and try to aim or snipe other tanks. And the gun is pretty good. Again, the gun is pretty good. It's just that you're using the T-34 hole to move around and using the gun that's supposed to be an IS-2 gun on the T-34 to take out enemy tanks, heavy tanks. So it's just a simple tank, that's all. Like if you compare T-44-122, it has 24 seconds reload speed and absolutely no armor at all. This armor right here is not much because there's a big weak spot over here and you always get hit over here. That's why I picked the T-34-100 over the T-44-122. This tank overall is a lot better than all the other tanks. We are still ranked 4th. There are a couple more vehicles that you want to get, and that is the SU-122P. The SU-122P is simply a Jag Panther. The Jag Panther is the same playstyle as the SU-122P. You want to play a long distances and snipe with the tank, except the Jag Panther doesn't have a really good gun. It just have a Panther gun. Well, the SU-122P, you get a nuke cannon. This nuke cannon right here comes with 230mm penetration with almost 200 grams explosive. So this gun right here can go through front plates of Panthers, the front hull of Panthers, without any problems. And it also has good armor too, with over 75mm of armor. They have a hard time defending this armor at the front over here, but the lower plate, there's a weak spot. This armor, the lower plate and over here, they have a chance of penetrating you. It's because of the angle. The way you can see the angle, it's not that much slope over here, and that's why it gets penetrated easier. But at the top, they're gonna have a hard time. So what you need to do is simply use this tank at very long distance engagements. And this is where it becomes really good, because the longer distance you are, the harder the time they're gonna be able to penetrate you. And even if the Tiger H1 try to angle its armor, you will go through that armor plate without any problems. The gun is that good. The gun is really good. Plus, it has a max reload speed of 16 seconds if you ace the crew. That's a really good reload speed for the big ass cannon that you get. And for the last rank 4 vehicle that you should get, it's the KB-122. The KB-122 is simply an IS-2 gameplay style. Because if you look at the front armor, 75mm, 60mm armor. This is absolutely nothing. This is paper armor. And they will just go through you without any problem. And for the turret, it has 100mm of armor and it's pretty trolly. Because if they shoot you here, there's a good chance it will just ricochet. And that's why when you try to drive it backwards, it does have 60 kilometers armor over here and 40mm armor here. But that might be absolutely nothing. But it doesn't really matter because the moment they hit you, we do a protection analysis and go to Germany. We pick the Tiger tank and we pick the nuke round, the Panzer Granada. And look, just take a look. You see, it can barely go through the engine to hit your crew. But of course, if they hit you over here, the round will go through and will destroy or take out some of your crew members. Not all of them. They'll give you a little bit of a chance. Like over here, see? That's why the moment you drive backwards, you're pretty much invincible. They're gonna have a hard time. And your transmission speed is not bad either. It's 13.2 kilometers backward speed and 34 kilometers forward speed. If you consider the IS-2 has 14 kilometers backward speed and I believe 38 kilometers forward speed, if I'm not mistaken. So you have a little bit of a weaker transmission engine, but at 5.3 PR, you can play like an IS-2 tank. It's really trolly. I had a really good success, and if you have a long distance engagement, they're gonna have a really, really hard time taking you out. But there is some weak spot. It has the exact same gun, or almost exact same gun as your SU-122P, except with over 22 seconds reload speed, or 20 seconds reload speed if you ace the crew. And if you look at the penetration wide, it has 205 penetration, while the SU-122B has a 230 or 205. It's because it has a BR-471 round, and the KB-122 doesn't get that BR round at all. But that's okay. That's all right, because it's still a good tank to get at 5.3 BR. It's really good. Now for rank 3, there are 2 tanks you should get. The first one is the M4A2. The M4A2 is the exact same copy from the USA Tech 3. So it has the exact same gun as the Sherman at this BR, 149mm penetrations, and has the exact same 50 cal, same armor, 53mm armor. That's why I want it, because this has also the exact same advantage as the other Sherman, as it comes with a stabilizer. With the stabilizer, you have a good chance of shooting first. Compared to T-34, T-34 currently doesn't have any stabilizers. They're giving it a hard time hitting tanks. Like you have to stop when you fire your gun, while this tank can immediately stop and immediately stabilize his gun as soon as possible. Plus, the 50 cal is a great add-on at almost any BR, because I love my 50 cals, because I can use this thing to take out planes if the planes try to harass me or try to take me out. That's why the whole reason I want it. And the other reason is it comes at 5.3 BR. If we look at the other tanks, like the KB-122, it's also at 5.3 BR. The SU-122P might be 5.7, but you can bring these 2 tanks together at 5.7 without any problems. And for rank 4, there's one more tank you should get, and that's the KB-1E. The KB-1E is one of those tanks they bring back to Warthunder every year, like once or twice every year. You have to keep an eye on the devlogs when they release. Usually a special event, but once you get this tank is a complete monster. And it's because of its armor and its mobility and its gun, because it's a really good combo. They did up tier to 4.3 BR, it used to be 4.0, but that's not much of a nerf. You still have a really good lineup at 4.3, because the lineup helps this tank a lot. But if you ever get a down tier, you're a complete monster. They will have such a hard time taking you out. You have 30mm armor here, and under it, as a 75mm armor, but if you angle it, it becomes 150. So you have multiple layers of armor at the side or over here. If you angle, it becomes a lot. That's why it's such a considered monster to take down. The enemy tank's gonna have a hard time taking you out in the front. And if you angle yourself, you're almost impenetrable, except you do have some weak spot. The first weak spot is over here. If they aim you right here or your breach will be taken out. If they aim you right here, it might be able to penetrate and take your crew out. But the biggest weak spot is right over here. Not the top little plate, the lower plate. The lower plate only has 75mm armor. And if they hit you here, it's pretty much game over. Because even if you angle, the armor here becomes weird. It becomes like 84 here. So that's your weak spot. And this tank is my workhorse. This tank, I would bring it out in every single event. I have his brother, the KB-1B. This is his German brother. It's also at 4.3 BR. I have 9,947 tank destroyed, 45 million, and 5.82 million RP I gained by just playing this tank. I would bring this tank out every single event. It was my workhorse, baby. It was my workhorse. It was so fun playing it, because I would make a lot of ESA. I would enjoy myself. I would have fun. And that's the main point. You play Warthunder, right? To have fun and not fucking get upset every single time about the grind or research and all that stuff. And this is why you should get the KB-1E or B. And the KB-1E is kind of an upgrade to the KB-1B because of the reason it gets smoke shells, plus it gets also more camos than the KB-1B. If you want the KB-1E, it will become available maybe next year for this amount of golden eagles. And for the gun of the KB-1E, it has the same gun as 76mm. It's actually unique than the KB-1 Zis. The KB-1 Zis has a much better gun, but the KB-1B comes with a nuke round, over 100 grams of explosive. So when you penetrate someone, it's almost a guaranteed tank destroyed, because 100 grams explosive can overpressure certain vehicles. It's also a very skilled vehicle because it only has 87mm of penetration. So you need to be mindful of where you shoot the enemy tank, because you need to memorize every single weak spot. It's not a type of tank where you just buy it and you win games. No. You actually have to know where the weak spots are. I need to aim properly. This is why people are gonna disagree with me, but it's actually a skilled vehicle to play. Because if you are just a dummy player, you don't know where to aim at majority tanks, the other heavy tanks will counter you, because you will have a hard time penning them back. Like imagine if you fight the French heavy tank, you don't even know where to shoot. You won't be able to penetrate the front hull or the front armor at all. You need to know where to aim to properly. Even Churchills, you're gonna have a hard time penning. But if you know the weak spots, that's when you know how to use the KB1. Now for rank 2, there are two vehicles I recommend. The first one is the SMK tank. The SMK tank is what if you put two turrets on a big tank and turn it into a land ship. So this is what it is. You have two guns, one is a 76 and one is a 45mm cannon. It has kind of alright armor because when you angle yourself, you do make yourself very armored at the side, but at the same time, if you ever get hit by, I don't know, a Panzer IV gun, it will go through you, especially over here. You have a huge weak spot over here because it will just go through and destroy all of your crew members. But you have absolutely a lot of crew members because if you take a look, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 crew members on this whole tank. You have two guns, one machine gun, and one big disc machine gun at the back where you can take control. If you know how to use your gun control, you can take control of the back gun to use, or if somebody goes behind you like an AA, you can use your back gun to destroy enemy AA tanks or any light vehicle. It is a fun vehicle to play. That's the whole reason I'm recommending this. I'm not telling you this is meta. This tank is not meta. This is a fun vehicle to get if you have enough Golden Eagles. It is, back in the day, it was really, really fun. But now, we have a lot of vehicles now that's been down tier that used to be 4.7 and now they're 4.3 or 4.0. They can pretty much easily take you out if you ever get an up tier. But if you get a down tier, you become a complete monster because your armor is good enough to take majority of guns, and your gun and your crew member that you have enough firepower to dominate the battlefield. And you can just block out one streetway, they're gonna have a hard time going through you because the moment you shoot your main gun, you can fire your second gun. If they try to go through and they come back again, you shoot your main gun again. So you can like maul down enemies if they just keep coming at you. I had those experiences long time ago. It's still a really decent vehicle to get. It's pretty fast for how big that tank is. It's 35 kilometers forward speed. It's just only has 4.4 kilometers backward speed. So no retreating, comrade. No retreating, comrade. That's all I want to say about the SMK tank. We're still ranked 2, and there's one more vehicle I recommend, and that's the T126. The T126 is a heavy tank pretending to be a light tank. But why, Freeman? Because of his armor. That's why. The armor is completely ridiculous, guys. Like, for this much armor and be considered as a light tank because it has airstrike and optics, it's ridiculous. This tank right here can take shots from Panzer IV, can eat any Sherman gun. And by the way, when I say Panzer IV, I don't mean the low-tier Panzer IV. I mean the Panzer IV with long barrels. That's over 148 millimeters penetration. It can consume those rounds because the way the armor is angled. The angle of the armor can make it such a hard tank to destroy. And not only that, it has decent speed, over 35 kilometers forward speed and 4.6 kilometers backward speed. So again, if you're playing a Russian tank, so no retreating backward, comrade. So what you do is you keep moving forward and you make it super hard for the enemy to hit your weak spot. And the weak spot is over here, right over here. But imagine if you just keep moving, they're not going to be able to hit this spot right here, especially if you push this tank up. If you push this tank up, there is absolutely no way the first shot that make going to be able to penetrate you. They're going to have such a hard time going to it. Plus, it's super small. Look how small it is. That's actually a human being, and that's how small it is. So small to pick up. And you just dominate by just pressing W, and that's how you play. And for the gun is a pretty decent gun, over 70mm penetration, and also it's a APHE cell, so you have 29 grams of explosive inside of it. If you want, you can bring the higher armor, but I don't recommend bringing any of this round. Instead, just bring this, or maybe APCR rounds for certain vehicle that's too much armor. So those are my recommendation. But the way you just play, just press W. Just press W, keep moving forward, keep firing your gun. That's all. That's how you play the T126. And it has 3.8 seconds reload speed, by the way. Now, to the final rank 1, I would recommend the T-35. The T-35 is simply, what if you put so much guns on a tank, it becomes completely ridiculous. And you put so much human meat inside of a tank that it becomes super hard to take out if you have to find this 1 or 2 crew members. And that's the T-35. It's simply a gun bunker on tracks. That's what it is. And why? Because there's so many machine guns and there's so much gun. If you take a look, you have 1, 2, 3, 5 machine guns, and you have 3 main guns. You have a 76mm, you have 245mm. One is at the back, by the way. So if somebody goes at your back, you can literally go at the back gun and take them out. You also have so many machine guns where it makes it harder for planes to directly shoot at you, because if they go down at this PR, remember in this PR they are using biplanes, and those biplanes are slow enough for your smaller caliber machine gun to simply take out. Imagining firing 5 machine guns at them at each side. There is no blind spot on this tank, and if someone goes behind you, you can use your back gun. If someone goes in front of you, you can use your front gun. But there is one weakness, and that is it absolutely has no armor. No armor at all. So if they bring out a 50 cal tank, I would say it will just annihilate your crew members. But they have to annihilate all your crew members or aim for the ammo. And if you look at the crew members, you take a count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 crew members, guys. 10 freaking crew members. That's how many crew members this tank has. Like, how are we gonna take them out? Like, seriously. And for gun wise, if we take a close look at the guns, the 76mm is 37mm pen. This is not much. It is a nuke round though. If it penetrates, it will be a one shot. So you majority of the time you aim at tanks that has no armor at all, use this round. And the 45 is gonna be your bread and butter. It has over 70mm penetration, has less ground explosive, but doesn't matter, because if you penetrate someone, they're at this PR, they're pretty much one-shotted, because there's not many tank has that much armor at all. And the gameplay style is just hold one position, just hold one position, become a bunker, be the bunker. And once you be the bunker, there is no tank getting close to you. It has really bad transmission speed though, because it has only 28 kilometers forward speed and 4 kilometers backward speed. So you need to be worried about that, and plus you're a really big target. You do have to worry about the size of this tank, because there's a good chance that your guns might not be able to reach a target if they're aiming at your engine, because you're too big. You're huge. You're a huge ass tank. Make sure you like and comment, guys. It will help my channel a lot. I'll see you guys there. Have a great day.